Welcome to Palak's classroom. As we were learning C++ introduction, we had covered constant variables literals, and in today's video, we are going to study about the data types. Right. So before we begin, let's brush up few concepts. Like you know that in a computer, we can only store 0 or 1, and they are called bit, 0 or 1. When you have combination of 8 bits, then that is called 1 byte. So, like you know that 2 raised per 0 is 0, 2 raised per 1 is 2, 4, 8, and 2 raised per 8 is 256. So what does it mean that, for example, I want to store 5 in the memory. So that will be stored in a binary combination of zeros and 1, right? So that means that when I say that this data type is taking 4 bytes, that means that it contains 2 raised to power 32 combinations. 2 raised to power 32 combination is a big number. That means that much numbers can be stored in the memory. Now, for example, when I say 2 raised to power 1, then that means that it contains two combinations, that is 0 or 1, right? And if I say 2 raised to power 2, that means it contains four combinations, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1, right? So this is the for 2 raised to power, and so on for 2 raised to power 3. It will contain three combinations, that means it will have three spaces. So you can declare this means 1, this means 2, this means 3, so on. Then this it will contain 8 combination where each combination represents one decimal number, right? So till when all are 7, that means 7, last one represents 7. So when I say 1 byte, that means 8 bits, then 2 raised to power 8 means that it can contain number from 0 to 255. And when I say that this data type contains 4 bytes, so you can imagine from 0 to 2 raised to power 32, that much number that data type can store. So I hope that this is clear. So let's begin with our video. Okay, now let's practically see how we declare the data type. So whatever I write after double backslash, that is known as comment. So these lines are not executed, but these are for the coder to understand what it's written in the code to explain something, right? So let's see how we declare data type. For example, int is a data type which stores integers. Integers, you know that it has positive and negative numbers. So this is stored here. We have stored 7 here. So it usually takes 2 or 4 bytes. It depends upon your compiler, right? Next data type is float. Float, let's say declare f variable. Float has an additional property that it can take your decimal and exponential numbers, right? Now, what if you want to store a variable whose length whose length is more than 4 bytes? For that, you have another type of data type that is called double. It can store huge numbers, right? Very huge numbers if you are dealing with them. Approximately, to be precise, 8 bytes. It can take up to 8 bytes. Next is bool. Bool data type is used where usually in the conditional statements where you want to say if do then do this, if not then do that. So for those conditional statement you use bool data type. Then you have char, which stores the character. Remember to put any character in a single quote, okay? And this usually takes 1 byte. Next is another version of char known as white character. You declare that with WCHAR underscore T, then write the variable name equals to prefix L, then single quote say A, and then semicolon. It usually takes 2 bytes, right? Next is, I think we have covered all the data types. Now something about char. Now char has this unique thing to be noted, that it's not that in memory, like you have this memory, and this is the space which is being created with the letter, with the variable name C, and stored A in it. So it's not like this, that A gets stored in the memory. As you know that the computer stores zeros or one. So there is something called ASCII value that converts the character to a number. So in ASCII table, there is every alphabet, every special character has a numeric value which is stored, that is stored in the memory, right? So that means not A, instead of A, the sky value of A, I think it's 97, that is stored in the memory, not A, right? And that 297 will be stored in the binary number 01, whatever the binary code for 97 is, that is stored in the C area which is being created, right? Okay. Now this is all how you declare the data type. Now what if you want to find the size of the data types which you have declared above? For that, I will be using this cout. Cout is for to display anything on the screen. So like cout, I want to find int data types size. So what is the size of is the keyword you use and write the data type inside the brackets. This will give you in terms of bytes, right? And you'll write endl, that means anything which has to be printed on the terminal will be displayed on the next line. If you don't use endl, then on the same line your output will be printed, but if you use endl, then on the next line it will be printed, right? So let me copy and paste it here. For example, I want to know about the size of float. So here I have to write float data type. Similarly, you can try all the data types which I have declared above. For example, bool data type, then you just need to write bool here, right? Rest you can try on your own. Let's compile. Okay, zero errors, zero warning, that's good. And here it is. Can you see? Int is taking 4 bytes, float is also taking 4 bytes, bool is taking 1 byte. That's cool, right? Now there is another thing which is known as modifiers. So there are, let's quickly see what are those. There are 4 modifiers. First is your signed modifier, then is your unsigned modifier, then is your short modifier, and then lock. Now, what are these? These are nothing but when you want to just specify the range. Like, for example, you are dealing with only positive numbers. You are not dealing with any negative number. So, in that time, you specify unsigned before the data type. Now, for example, just quickly, I show you here. What you'll do, you'll write unsigned before your data type, say int, and you write the variable name and assign a number. This is how you declare it. And if you want to see what is the size of unsigned data type, then you just have to, you know what to do. I just write here, and then again compile, run. See, unsigned int also take 4 bytes. So I have made some table So here it is, the type of modifiers we were discussing: signed, unsigned, short, long, and here is the table. So short int, this is the way you declare the data type. It has size 2 with the number range between this. Similarly, unsigned short int, size 2 bytes, and the number range will be this. So you can go through all the data types, their size and their range. Great. So with this, we have finished our tutorial, and the next topic is the basic input and output. So if you like anything, do tell me in the comment section, give me feedback. And if you learn something new, do like and share. Bye.